During last night's debate, Dr. Ben Carson was asked about how he would deal with price gouging by pharmaceuticals companies. Now, his answer was to get rid of regulation. You got too much regulation. Really? Oh, okay, right. But where it got fun is when he was actually pressed on his ties to a company called Mannatech. Now, let's watch the moderators ask that question about his ties and see his response.
There's a company called Mannatech, a maker of nutritional supplements, with which you had a 10-year relationship. They offered claims that they could cure autism, cancer. They paid $7 million to settle a deceptive marketing lawsuit in Texas, and yet your involvement continued. Why?
Well, that's easy to answer. I didn't have an involvement with them. That is total propaganda. And this is what happens in our society, total propaganda. I did a couple of speeches for them. I did speeches for other people. They were paid speeches. It is absolutely absurd to say that I had any kind of a relationship with them. Do I take the product? Yes. I think it's a good product.
To be fair, you were on the homepage of their website with the logo over your shoulder.
If somebody put me on their homepage, they did it without my permission.
Does that not speak to your vetting process or judgment in any way?
No, it speaks to the fact that I don't know that it's going on. See, they know.
Oh, yes, they know. Or maybe they don't. So, here, this was interesting, right? I kind of enjoyed this little question and his answer. You see, his answer is, well, obviously I had nothing to do with it, despite the fact that he started going into a little bit of a commercial during that, saying, well, I take the product. I should enjoy the product. But, you know, I have nothing to do with them. I have absolutely nothing to do with them. And to even imply means you're a propagandist. Huh. A propagandist, really. So he says he's never advocated for the company.
But because all of that news had gotten out, I started getting so many products from all over the world. People were sending me grasses and herbs and fruits and pills and teas and juices, and it was unbelievable. I mean, I could have started a store with all the stuff that people had given me. But one of the fathers of one of my patients asked me if I had ever heard anything about glyconutrients. And I said, well, you know, I've certainly heard the term, but I didn't know anything specific about them. And he gave me the website, and I subsequently contacted Dr. Reg, and we had quite a conversation about possibilities. And he sent me some product and prescribed a regimen. And I started taking the product, and within about 3 weeks, my symptoms went away. And I was really quite amazed. And I actually toyed with the ideal of not having surgery done, because it was recommended to me that I undergo surgery. And I was saying, well, if my symptoms went away in 3 weeks, maybe this could be controlled. And I started reading more about the theory behind it, the bolstering of the immune system. And of course, the immune system is the thing that detects and destroys cancers. We are all producing cancers all the time. But if we have healthy immune systems, they're able to identify and destroy them. And I was saying, you know, this makes an awful lot of sense. But then I began to realize that having a high profile, that if I did that, a lot of other people might follow that example too, but they may not be quite as diligent as I was about taking the product, and there would be a lot of needless deaths, and I didn't feel as though I could have that on my conscience. So I went ahead and had the surgery done. Now, some people have concluded that I was cured without surgery and that I was just cured by the glyconutrients. maybe would have happened, maybe would not have. But, you know, I do not advocate abandoning traditional medical cures that have been shown to work. What I would, however, advocate is using natural products to supplement what's done by traditional medicine. The two things do not have to be adversarial. In fact, they can be really extremely complementary.
He would advocate for products made by Mannatech, essentially what he's saying, as well as surgery. Seems like a kind of endorsement, right? Now, PolitiFact broke this down as well by saying, quote, "As far as we can tell, Carson was not a paid employee or official endorser of the product. However, his claim suggests that he has no ties to Mannatech whatsoever. In reality, he did get paid to deliver speeches to Mannatech, as he had said, but he also appeared in promotional videos. And he consistently delivered glowing reviews of the nutritional supplements sold by Mannatech. As a world-renowned surgeon, Carson's opinion on health issues carries weight, and Mannatech used Carson's endorsement to its advantage." Now, speaking of promotional ads, I'm going to show you a little bit of a clip of one such promotional ad that Carson starred in, speaking about the benefits of this junk science. Watch.
The wonderful thing about a company like Mannatech is that they recognize that when God made us, He gave us the right fuel. And that fuel was the right kind of healthy food. You know, we live in a society that's very sophisticated, and sometimes we're not able to achieve the original diet. And we have to alter our diet to fit our lifestyle, which means that many of the natural things are not included in our diet. And basically what the company is doing is trying to find a way to restore natural diet as a medicine or as a mechanism for maintaining health.
So that's just a part of an ad, and you can check out their whole thing when I put the link into the description of this video. But it's no surprise that PolitiFact, of course, rated Carson's claim false, and you can see, seems like an endorsement to me. Glowing reviews. To say that you've had nothing to do with this company, other than giving a few paid speeches, is a lie. Simply, flat out. If you believe in the company, if you take their product, and if you like what they do and believe in the product, why not just say it? Say it. Maybe it's because there's something to hide. And the fact that this company got sued because they claim that it treats things like autism and Down syndrome and cancer. Stuff that it's not been proven to do when it comes to the FDA. And PolitiFact gets into that as well. Quote, "According to state's enforcement action, Texas sued Mannatech. Mannatech, under the direction of Castor and through its multi-level marketing network, exaggerated claims about the therapeutic benefits of its dietary supplements and nutritional products in order to increase sales. Marketing materials falsely claim that Mannatech's dietary supplements could cure and treat Down syndrome, cystic fibrosis, cancer, and other serious illnesses." But it doesn't. Under state and federal law, drug manufacturers cannot claim that their products cure, treat, mitigate, or prevent illness unless the product has been approved by the FDA as a drug. Now look, you can point out some of the issues with the FDA, and I'll agree with you on some of those issues. Big Pharma certainly does have a role to play in that. However, the FDA also has to validate some claims. And these claims have not been validated by science. Mannatech's products are supplements, not drugs, as they have not been approved as drugs by the FDA. The state's enforcement action against Mannatech and Castor involves a referral from the Texas Department of State Health Services for violations of the Texas Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. So that's what happened to Mannatech. And that's, of course, probably the reason why Dr. Carson tried to distance himself from that. But you can't. And the problem with what he did with Mannatech and not coming clean about what he did is that people take stock in celebrity. Dr. Carson's a very well-known neurosurgeon. If you back a company, if you get glowing reviews of a product and say, I take this product every day, people are going to put stock in it. He himself admitted that, hey, I only got the surgery, even though the symptoms stopped. I only got that surgery because, well, some people won't follow the regimen as diligently as me. And I don't want that on my conscience, even though I believe that the product works. Because I took it for 3 months and my cancer went away. Seriously. That he recognized the danger of that back in 2004 when that first clip, or I'm sorry, that second clip was shown. And I'll put that whole full video as well so you can watch that entire speech and see how many times that he actually says, hey, this is a good product. And if you do that, you're endorsing this product, whether or not you're getting paid for it. Now, what that ends up being is great PR, but it can also be very, very damaging. So that's sort of the danger of putting your stock in celebrity. And that's the problem with celebrities endorsing, whether or not they know it, endorsing a product. And that's seemingly what Ben Carson had done, and then had lied about it during last night's debate. But hey, what do I know, right? Apparently, I'm just a liberal propagandist.